All right, welcome one and all. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please type the number 1 in the chat box to let me know that you can, I would greatly appreciate it. All right. Thank you, Roman. Kevin, appreciate it. Hey, Andrew, good. Thank you so much for that. Let's go ahead and get that video started there. Let's make sure that's out of the way. Can you see me now? No? Can you see me now? Okay. One. There you go, Patty. All right. Well, welcome back, man. After a 3-day weekend, it's just stoked. I couldn't believe it. I was in a meeting today and something came up that we had 3 days left of the week. I'm like, wait, what just happened? It's Tuesday already. So, hey, Alex, how you doing? As we get started, keep in mind that everything we look at is for education. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendations. If you find something you like, anything, make sure it fits your own personal risk profile and risk tolerance. Morning, Helen. Can't see my screen. Why not? I appreciate that. Thank you. That's more better. Yeah, there we go. I can see that you can see it now. All right. Beautiful. All good. All right. Thanks, Andrew. Much appreciated. So we've got our agenda for today. We've got our follow us page. We're going to go through trades from today, Friday, whatever it is, recent trades, economic reports, market review, upcoming future trainings, today's weekly topic, and your stocks in review. All right. So here is our follow us page, folks. Just make sure that you're following along the various social platforms we put out there. We've got stuff going out on these regularly. You do not want to miss out on it. There's a ton of great content that we produce each and every week. My entire team is working on stuff. They take everything that I do and they're pulling as much as they can out of it. Pop stuff, any kind of trainings I do, any kind of private stuff I do, they're pulling out as much as they can and making it public to everybody. So make sure you check out various platforms. All right, today's trades. What trades did y'all do today? Let me know. Put them in the chat box. Win, lose, or draw, it doesn't matter. Funded, non-funded, it doesn't matter. Every single trade is considered a non-funded trade, so I don't care. This is your accountability action right here. Drop those trades in. All right. There you go. Patty said, NVIDIA 3 contracts, $150. Nice. I was able to get nothing off today, Patty. There's a lot going on in the Roy household right now. So we're still, working with my mother-in-law right now here. Yep. Brenda said no trades today. So I didn't get a whole lot of opportunity to do much today. I do have some stuff I want to talk about, but not trades for me anyway from today. Yeah. Alex said, rough week with the market makers being jerks, even just scalping. They were filling my orders wherever it is best for them. Whoops, hold on. Everything moved when another comment came in there. Best for them. Starting me off in the hole and closing me at less profit. Once the stock moved $1 in my favor a few minutes, but my position was somehow at a $30 loss. It moved 50 cents against me and it was at a $400 loss. Yeah, that's the market makers playing games without a doubt. One time the stock was sitting still and nothing happened, and my position literally went from 0 to break even to $280 loss in the blink of an eye for no apparent reason. Who was the stock, Alex? Just out of curiosity. Swing trades are only slightly better. I'm a $750 profit. Stock moves another $1 in my favor over the next hour, but now I'm at a $640 profit. Stock retreats 30 cents, still higher than I was earlier, but now at a $400 profit. Okay. Alex said, on the bright side, today was more normal, and I closed a great swing trade today. Calls on Nike with a 54% rate of return. All right, excellent, good. So, sometimes the company is part of the problem. Booking has become very complicated lately. If we look at, as an example, I had a great setup before on booking, right? What presented itself as a great setup, right? We got this nice gap up here, and then we pulled back. Hey, let's get that bounce, baby. Well, you go to a 5-minute candle, and on a 5-minute, let me bring it in a little bit so we can see it. We played around a lot on this fib line. We went down below, above, below, above, below, whoop, holy mackerel, right? So, well, then it must have worked out with a 1 minute. So let's break it down into ones. And you get a bunch of these hash marks there. One trade, like one share or something. It was just terrible. We were all over the place. Nothing. right? So sometimes the company itself is the cause of that. It's just the way things move or are moving at this point for the company. Stock you asked for was BX. I was mostly day trading pop stocks, but it was a Trade Watch alerts. I held tight through the storm, and it was still profitable. Okay, all right. Well, I mean, listen, if you're able to turn it around, that's what really counts, right? It's just that. So let me bring this back over here. So I did want to share, though, guys. I went ahead and did. Normally, I do power option plays on a Thursday for Friday, and I do it on Monday for Tuesday, right? So we go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we do the next one all over again. And we have a holiday, so I would prefer to have waited. I could not wait for today because I already have plans for this evening, so I will not be around to do it. So I did it. I did the power option plays yesterday, even though the market wasn't open, but we got Friday's trades in, right? And on Friday, we had 4 setups. And this is the one contract trades, right? All I'm showing you is one contract. So what I'm trying to tell you is you do not need a lot of money to trade the market. You do not need big dollars. And even more importantly, is you can do this with such a small account. And I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share something with you right now. Let me grab it. I closed out my file manager there. Let me go get this. Let me just move it to another screen because I don't know what's going to open up for me. All right. Microsoft is being very weird today. And I'm glad I moved it over. Okay. Okay. So, ta-da! It's a blank spreadsheet. It's actually not. If we look, very first trade was AVGO, right? And it was done on the 14th. It was done on Valentine's Day, which was Friday, all right? Assume everything was taken in the morning. Just no matter what it is, assume everything was taken at 9:40 a.m. Why? Because I've got data from 9:40 a.m. on a couple of different stocks, right? So when I look at my pop stocks, right? Here's Broadcom, AVGO. And I don't have the VIX is not right. I do not have an accurate VIX in there for these dates. Okay. It's probably not off by much on the 15, but 17 and 20 is hot. Right. I just didn't correct these numbers at the top. But we look at Broadcom on a Friday, the first strike price in the money option was $9.33 on Broadcom, which means $933 to take one trade. On Tuesday, it was $6.73, which means $673 to take one contract. On Wednesday, it was $5.63. On Thursday, it was $5.38. So why did it go down so little? You guys got to remember, we may have had a 70 delta on one day, and the next day could have been 84. That could have been the first strike in the money, right? It just, whatever, it depends how far in the money it is, has vol kicked up, and so forth. So it's never going to be a perfect schema that says every Thursday, 538 is what you're going to pay, right? But on Friday, it was $2.96 for Broadcom. That's $296. Do you realize you could buy 3 times as much on Friday than you could have on Monday? You may say, Robert, Broadcom doesn't work for me. I got $600 cap on my options trades. I will never spend a penny more than that. Okay. Well, so how do we handle that? Well, on Monday, you can't do it. It's $933. You can't do it on Monday, right? So Monday's a no. What about on Tuesday? Well, Tuesday is a little bit higher price, right? Tuesday is still $673. I'm kind of over my limit there. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I could trade Broadcom. Right? You see where I'm going with this? You don't need a lot of money. Now, if you want to look at booking, I get it. $103 on Monday and $27 on Friday. I get it. It's expensive. It's not for everybody. Right? The next stock on the list, which traded on Monday, was Friday, was CrowdStrike. Right? So let's go look at CrowdStrike. $12.50 on a Monday, $11.25 on a Tuesday, $8.25 on Wednesday, $7.50 on Thursday, $5.23 on a Friday. Is CrowdStrike a more manageable position than a booking? Yep, sure is. Right? United Healthcare, UNH. Right? Also, they were all on the 14th. So UNH, second to last one. $22, $21, $21, $14, $6. So the only day I could do this is a Friday. Okay. You could trade United Healthcare on a Friday if you got $600 contract max on a day trade. right? The last one was XYZ, right? Which is very low price stock. That's the old square. Right? $3.88, $2.80, $2.40, $1.45, $1.58 was Friday's price. Right? I could do a hell of a lot of contracts on a Friday, double, a little bit more than double of what I could do on Monday. Right? And if you looked at this, it's okay, but where is my break even here? Let's say $5 is your max, right? So on Adobe, you'd have to go for a Tuesday. AMD, you could do the whole week, right? You'd have to go Wednesday here. You can only do Friday here. And that's the minimum. What I mean by that is this works all the way across here. I'm just not going to highlight every one. The blue rectangle, that's the first day of the week you can do it with. I could do every day on Chipotle. I can't do anything on Coinbase. I can't do anything on Costco, CrowdStrike. I can't do anything Goldman Sachs, too expensive. I'd have to wait till Thursday. You're right there, 5:05, right? Just wait and blink your eyes, wait 10 minutes, and it'll go down 5 cents. I could do MasterCard on Thursday and Friday. NVIDIA can be done every day. I love that, right? You've got SPY Thursdays and Fridays. Maybe nothing on Tesla, nothing on United Healthcare, and every day on XYZ. All right. This analysis helps me to understand what positions I might want to consider and what days I want to take them based on my risk profile. Right. So there's 20 stocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Half of them are doable at $5. Kick that up a little bit to $8. If we made this number 8 now instead of 5, what does that do for me? Right? Well, I got 2 days in here. I got every day in here. I got every day in here. $8. I got 4 days there. I got everything here. I got 1 day on Coinbase. I got 1 day on Costco. I got 2 days on CrowdStrike. I got 1 day on Goldman Sachs, Home Depot. I got 4 days on Home Depot. Nothing on Lilly, $1,000 stock. I'm okay with that. 730. So MasterCard, we got 4 days. Nothing on Meta, $500 stock. Netflix, nothing there. Everything on NVIDIA. 4 days on SPY. 1 day on Tesla. 1 day on United Healthcare, and all days on XYZ. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 days. 16 stocks out of 20 I could consider trading if my max out of pocket per contract is $8. So in other words, and when I say per contract, my max out of pocket is $800. So if I have an $8 option, I can do 1 contract. If I have a $4 option, I can do 2. If I have a $1 option, I can do 8 contracts, right? Maximum out of pocket is $800. And once again, you can play with the numbers and see what they are, all right? This analysis, I did this on TOS. I don't remember what it's called. If anybody has a TOS user and you guys remember it, you could drop it in, but you freeze. You got to do it in your funded account. You cannot do the analysis in your non-funded account. You freeze it on TOS, the time, and I freeze it at 9:40 a.m. I don't want to do it at the open. I want to give it a few minutes to be open. And I do every stock for every single day of the week, 5 days. And like I said, normally I would want to have the VIX on there. I just haven't, I keep forgetting to add it properly. But I want the VIX on there because if I see a 15 VIX here and a 20 VIX here, I got a big difference in what the market's doing on those days. So that 20 VIX, if the prices were higher, let's say, could be equated to that of we've got a higher VIX, and that's why we're seeing higher prices in there, right? But it's a nice little feature. I don't know how to do it on TradeStation. And I'm talking about you can get the bid, the ask, the volume, the delta, the gap. It's all right there. It's all right there. I just want to know what bid and ask are, right? And mid. I go with mid price is what I take it off of mid price, right? So, but when we go back to this, right, we're up $1,248 for that 1 day with 1 contract trade. And if you think about it, here, let's do this. Let me go over here. I'm I'm not going to show it on the screen again. It's just too much of a hassle to bring this back and forth. So I'm just going to do it over here instead. Let me see. So the first one was Broadcom. This was on a Friday. So we're looking at one contract would have cost us $300. CrowdStrike on a Friday, one contract would have cost us $525. I'm just going to round it. It's 523. It's close enough. United Healthcare, UNH. UNH would have cost me $5.75. It's actually $5.78, but I'm not $5.75. I'm not trying to worry about doing proper math. And then XYZ would have cost me $1.50 or $150 for one contract, right? So what do we got there? So we got 10, 11, 14, 15.50. So we got 15.50 is cash out of our pocket. So how does the calculation work? Right? Cash in over cash out. What does that tell us? Calculator, where are you? Okay, there we go. Wait, I got two of them open. Get rid of one. All right. Cash in my pocket was $1,248 divided by 1,550. That's an 80.5% rate of return on Friday, following a very simplified process of identify, enter, manage, exit. A standard set of rules. Is every day like this? Absolutely freaking not. No way is every day like this. Was this a good day? Yeah. It's a very good day. This is one trading day, right? One trading day. What did the day work out well? It sure did. Why am I using that day? Because it's the last one we have. I can go back and show you other days. Actually, I can go back and show you every day. Whatever day trades have gone off, I've got them all right here. You know, if you want to look at, you may have some things mixed in here. Like here's the 12th, was up 273. Let's see. So we got another 12th here as well. So we're up 312. So that day was $600 for that day. The 13th with these two, we lost about 30 bucks, 40 bucks, whatever it is. Right. Then there is the 11th, Home Depot, and one of the Goldman Sachs. So 275 and 75, $350 there. So, but we're talking about $26,000 for the year. 325 for the year on just one contract trade and doing the exact same thing over and over again. Never doing anything different. Never getting creative whatsoever here. It's boredom. Every day, same button. Every day, hit the same button. Okay. So let's see. Okay, I got those questions. All right, we're good. Patty, thank you for that. I appreciate it. All right, economic reports. Let's go check those out. So Trump is now an economic report regularly, right? Today, tentative, Trump speaks, right? 9 p.m., Trump speaks. I don't know what that is. So I'm meaning I don't know what he's speaking for on the, the tentative, I'm not sure, but I'm almost thinking that that's hey, he's probably going to say something. So let's just put it on the calendar. He's probably going to say something today. If you've noticed, he's been very vocal, very active. You've seen him out there a lot. A lot of news shows, he's at Indy 500. I saw the invite from one of the players on the U.S. hockey team who defeated Canada the other day in the semifinals, saying, "Hey, we'd love to have you come." He was first at Super Bowl. He was first at the Indy 500. Even Air Force One flew over. They did a flyby of the Indy 500. Tomorrow we got FOMC minutes. That comes out at 2. You're not going to hear anything in there that says, "Oh, we're doing this." That's not what you're looking for. What you want to hear, or what you are looking for in there, it's not what you want. What you're looking for in there is, "Ooh, we see this happening in the future," or "This is presenting this type of, we may have to tighten because of this. We may loosen because of that." That's what we want to hear. But hear my words loud. I think Powell made a mistake and waited too long to reduce rates. I think it's very difficult for him to do so now. We're probably the only major country in the world that hasn't. Right? I think we should have reduced them more at this point. Not to where they were at all, but I think we should have. I think he's caught between a rock and a hard place right now. He can't reduce them at this point. But I think it also is going to wind up, can potentially get us in trouble, right? As per, Scalper Steve from my mastermind group. We've got on Thursday, unemployment is at 8:30. Philly Fed manufacturing is also 8:30. 12 o'clock is crude oil inventory. Normally it is on a Wednesday at 10:30, but because of the Monday, they push it to Thursday, and I don't know why they make it 12 o'clock. And maybe crude oil, people have more time off on Tuesday. I don't know. But it doesn't come out until Thursday at 12. Friday, we've got flash PMI, right? And manufacturing and services. Purchasing Managers Index, PMI. That's a big report. Existing home sales are orange. Consumer sentiment is yellow. It's going to be interesting. I don't know if they're going to really dig into it, but you all might want to consider looking. From my understanding, and I've heard this from multiple sources, realtor sources, that when you look at the map of the Washington, D.C. area right now, you can't see the streets any longer. You see the red dots of the houses that are going up for sale. So there's a lot of real estate. If you're looking to buy in that D.C. area, you may be getting close to the right time, right? I'm not the real estate guru. Yeah, Patty, you could not be any more right than that. Yeah, so Jennifer, I agree. Listen, I think Trump does move markets with what he does, but it's on both sides, folks. We got to realize that. You may 100% agree with what he's doing. You may 100% disagree with what he's doing. Can those things move the markets? Yes. When you have a judge comes out and it says, no, you can't do this, can that move the markets? It can. It can adversely affect the markets. When another judge comes out and says, yeah, they had no standing saying that. There ain't no way in hell that's real. No, of course you can do that. Well, then it moves the other way, right? It could be a whipsaw, right? I think you really got to play the long game here. You got to get good at deciphering the information, right? And again, here, my best way of saying it is, well, I hate him, so I don't want to trade. I don't want to trade now because I don't want to trade off of that kind of news because I hate him. And that's okay to hate him. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? It's free speech, right? First Amendment, it's all yours, right? And mine. But do this. Who the hell cares? Trade, make the damn money. Forget about the personal emotion in there. I had a client one time that said to me, I was doing some investment advising. I was helping some fairly wealthy individuals get structured. I got licensed, wanted to get paid for it. And one guy said, I don't want any German-owned companies in there. Okay, we'll do our best, and he found like a 5% ownership by some German company in one of the funds that we had recommended to him. And he wasn't interested in, he was so angry, he pulled every penny. He didn't want to invest with me at all. I'm not doing it on purpose, right? If you don't want it, you don't want it. But I said to him, and he still wasn't interested. I said, you do realize that on average, you're getting about 8% everybody else. This one is paying about 20% a year. And I get it that you don't like them, but, and again, that's your call, right? Like them, don't like them, like him, don't like him, whatever it is. My goal is not about like and dislike. That's not why I decided to trade the market, to say, I dislike this person or this company. I don't like Dismal, my opinion, as a company. I don't, right? I do very little to support anything that they do. I'm not a fan of them as a company. But if there's an opportunity to make money up or down, I'm going to take it. I may not like them, but I guess my scruples are pretty low, right? I'm like, yeah, I'll still make money off you. Even though I just dislike you or don't like you. So Kevin said, what options are we buying? What expiring month? So Kevin, everything that I showed off of this page here, this was done on the 14th. So that was done last Friday, and they were the expiration of the 14th. If I know they're day trades, I'm only in and out for the day. If they're swing trades, I need at least 30 days of time. Because the last 2 weeks, you're going to have this drastic drop off in time value, and I do not want to see my monies just fall off a cliff, because I bought the wrong options. Has anybody besides me, give me a 1 for yes, a 2 for no. Has anybody besides me ever bought too short a period of time, and had you just done what you should have and bought enough time, you would have done wonderful in the trade, but instead you wound up having the thing go against you? Has anybody ever done that besides me? Has anybody ever done it more than one time besides me? goodness gracious almighty, I'll tell you what, it just ones galore, right? Good for you, Patty. Right? It's crazy, right? So anything I do, Kevin, anything on a day trade, it's a given. It's the shortest option available. If you're trading SPY, SPY has options expiring every day of the week. I'm trading today. If it's a day trade, if it's a swing trade, give it 30 days. If you are, and I'm going to say this, and some are going to ignore it, and you're going to come back later. So we're going to document this, Andrew, right? We're going to write this in stone somewhere so I can pull it up later on a tablet and show everybody that it's etched in stone. If you're an experienced trader and you are really good at pulling the trigger and getting out when something goes against you, then if you want to back off of that 4 weeks amount of time to 2.5 to 3 weeks, I'm okay with that. If you're not phenomenal at pulling the trigger to get out, no matter how much it is painful to you, then it is time to go. Then you need to be somewhere else. Which means you do not want to trade anything less than 4 weeks, period, the end. Okay, good, Kevin. I'm glad that's what you were thinking. Jennifer said, I am having personal internal conflicts occasionally with my stocks, but I will trade stock options on anything I think I can make money, anything I think I can make money on. So for now, I'm keeping some of my stocks that's making money also, even though I'm not happy with all of the politics. And there you go. And now trading something, I'm okay with trading it. Buy and hold, I have more of a problem with that. I do. I will not own Disney. I don't care who they put in position. They got some serious problems, in my opinion, there. And then my reasons. You don't have to like them. You're not even going to know what they are. I don't like them as a company. That doesn't mean I'm right. That's me personally. Right? And that's all this is a personal decision of who. Right? Brenda said, what does it say in the number of contracts? 10, and the stop column says 1. Yeah, that's because the software, the way this was written, Brenda, was only for 4 contracts or 10 contracts. That's how it was written, right? If I go back to our open trades, even there I have to cheat. What do you mean you have to cheat? Right? Notice here it says 10 contracts on XYZ. It says 10 contracts for the number of contracts, but the stop out quantity was 20. What the heck happened? Why I got no numbers in there? Wow, that was weird. But my number of contracts on the end is 20 because it only allows a 4 and a 10 in this box. Anything else will not produce any numbers for you because that's what we do on POP. So as we get the sheet recreated, and I'm trying to do some things with automation for the 10 contracts and the 1, so I don't have to copy and paste anything. But as we get it recreated, it will allow for any number of contracts to be traded. But that's the reason for it, Brenda. Alex, so market makers are screwing around with you. One tip Tony suggests is in Trading Coach's playbook a while back is to actually day trade with next week's options. And that is a way around it because they're very hyper-focused on what's happening right now. You're paying more because you're buying more time, but the bid-ask spreads might be not as extreme, and the market makers may not be jerking them around as much. It's not a perfect solution, but it's helped me some. There you go. Good. David said, what's the best advice you were told or read using stops for all of your trades? So my mentor, David, was adamant that there were no trades could be taken. You would never take a trade if you did not know the stop, the dollar amount you're going to set your stop at before you took the trade. He rammed that down my throat, so much to the point that is extended into other parts of my life. When I get on an airplane, second I walk on that plane, I walk in the door, you make a short little right usually to go towards the back of the plane. I get in there where I get to the very first seat, and I am now looking at where every single exit on the plane is. I know there's one where I came in, and I know there's one across from that normally, right? Where are the other exits? Is first class to the left? Is there an exit up in the front of first class? Is there exits at the center? Is there an exit at the rear? I want to know where every single exit on that plane is, right? Before I ever get into that plane, I want to know where I get off it, right? God forbid. I mean, look, yesterday was a perfect example, right? If y'all didn't see it, it is crazy what happened with that Delta flight. somebody actually caught it landing yesterday. All right. So I want to know where the exits are if I got to get out. And the funny thing was, someone was trying to carry some luggage with me. And they said, drop it right there, drop it. Yeah, it looked fine until it wasn't. Yeah, exactly, Patty. When I saw the news, I was thinking about it. Yeah, Roman, my kids fly Delta now very religiously, especially my oldest one now. She's gotten banged around on JetBlues of the world and some of those, and she pays hundreds of dollars more and she flies much more than I do. She pays a lot more money to fly in a better airline, and here this happens. And I said, what do you think? She goes, I can't think. I don't even want to think about it at this point. Right? Where the market's open, Delta would have been a company I would have been looking at yesterday. But Rob, you want to make money off somebody else's misery? If that's your reasoning for not do it, then do it anyway. Take the money and give it to the people that suffer. Someone can use it, but don't not trade because of I don't want to make money off somebody else's misery. Give it away. Give it all away. What is supposed to be the safest seat on the plane? The one furthest from the back. And the reason for that, Brenda, that it was explained to me by a flight attendant, a student that was a flight attendant. She was in charge of the flight attendant. She did first class. She said the safest seat on the plane is the last seat. Why? She said, because the plane doesn't hit a mountain from the back. It hits the mountain from the front. Okay. I sit in the front. I will not sit in the back of the plane. It doesn't matter. If it's my time, it's my time. All right, let me get this out of here. Let's jump back in. Market review. Let's go look at the S&P 500. It was weird. I'm watching CNBC this morning, and can somebody go somewhere other than Omega Charts? Go on to TradeStation, go on to TOS, and tell me what you show the opening price for the S&P 500 today. Just curious. I don't have my TradeStation open right now. As I said, I didn't get any trades off today with everything going on in the world, in Rob's world. But CNBC came out and said, oh, S&P 500 is opening in all-time high territory, or at its all-time high, something like that. And I'm looking at the open. I'm like, it ain't nowhere near it. It's close territory, but this is where we opened. That's where we got an all-time high. The black boxes are located in the back because it's the safest area. There you go, Barry. So I got a message here from Brenda, 612160 open here, 612160. That's what I got. Alex put in TOS says 612660. I don't know what David Faber was talking about when he said it's opening at an all-time high. It's not. It's not opening at an all-time high. Is it if it stayed where it was, would it have been a closing high? Maybe, but that's not what all-time high represents. But when we back this up, we've got a really nice pattern here, right? That original move that took place in there, the pullback to the 382 and the bounce, and then from there, we put in the high and then a low. Put in a lower high and a lower low, slightly. Lower high, lower low, and that was the catalyst. If you look at this, let me get rid of that crosshair first. If you look at this area right here, these three candles, that's a swing low. That is a true swing low. You had a low, that was the black candle on the far right. You had a lower low, that is the hollow white candle that bounced. And then you had a higher low on the third day, one furthest over to the right, right? So left candle, center candle, right candle. You got a true swing low pattern setting up in there, okay? That breakthrough that happened here, when I say breakthrough, we closed right there. We just gapped right down and shot right back up. That was nothing more than the bears attempting to attack. Now, don't get me wrong. That gap down open that happened right there, let me go ahead and show it again. That open right there, you look at that and say the bears initiated that. I don't know. I think the bulls initiated it. I think a bullish market maker or large trader, big fund trader, stepped out there and said, let's jack this price down, let's gap it down, and just scare the crap out of everybody that thinks it's going to, excuse my French, that thinks it's going to bounce off this level. And sure enough, sure as God made apples, it bounced right up, went right through, retested that blue zone again, which was the most important thing to me. And then we got up above all our moving averages. We pulled back here. We gapped up to the next blue zone. It's just been one phenomenon after another. We had a low, a lower high, a lower low, another lower high. Now we had a higher low on this one here. And then we're pushing up near the all-time high area right there. So overall, where do I see it going? What do I see it having hesitation? That 61.21.18, the all-time high, that's going to be important. We've got to get through that area. Tremendously, we've got to get through there. You got the 61.21 level, which was the previous swing high, lower swing high, I should say. 61.28.18, that's the next one. Above that, we're looking at 61.72 half, which 61.72.35 is my ABC pattern. That's the stacking that takes place, right? That is, okay. That is this move here, from here to here, right? That's my A and my B. Fib start to fib end, down to the lowest low. That's my C in there, right? And then from there, so whatever this distance is here, right? For, let's just call this G. Whatever the distance of G is, which is from A to B, right? We're just going to call it G, measures G. Right, whatever that is, that's the same thing that happens from C up to the green line, which is 61.72.35. It's the same distance, whatever that dollar amount is. This one might look, the second one might look longer because I dragged it out further. If I just go straight up in the air, you can see it's not. It's just this is longer because it's longer time, right? If we do it this way and grab the dollar difference tool, come from A to B, right? And then I just duplicate it and grab it here and just say, all right, let's just put this. My mouse is at the top where the 474.78 is, right? You can see it came right down to the C, right? So that move right there is that 100 percentile. That's what we're looking for. That is the next step up. What about on the downside? You got a lot of places to stop on the downside. The 60-60 level, which will have a confluence of the 21 and the 8. The blue zone will be the next place. We're in a strong position right now, but I think there's enough economic factors out there that are still scaring us a little bit. You know, over the weekend, the war between Russia and Ukraine is supposed to get better, and then I heard that there was a drone strike on Ukraine from Russia. Okay, all right, Hamas and Israel, everything is good. Well, we're not going to release the hostages any longer. I mean, it's just all these things that come out that we have no say over, no control over whatsoever. I called it when COVID hit. I had no idea it was a COVID. I had no idea it was going to be a virus. I knew there was going to be something that was beyond our control from another country, and I said it was probably going to be China. Not proven yet, was or wasn't. There's speculation of where COVID came from, but that it was going to be China that it came out of. It was going to be a war. An entire world would be affected by it markets-wise, and it was. It absolutely was. Okay. We've got so much of that happening right now. We just don't know. We don't know which direction to go. And there's fear on every side of every good decision. There's fear that somebody's going to do something and mess it up or make it bad. Everywhere you turn, right? And, you know, whether I hear this stuff all the time. Well, I'm a Democrat and I'm going to fight for the Democratic views, or I'm a Republican, I'm going to fight for that. I'm independent, right? For me, I'm going to fight for whatever's best for me and my family and our life. That's what matters to me. I don't give a damn if you call yourself the Blue Angels from Saturn and you're running the country, but doing it right, by all means, go for it, right? No problem, right? I am not going to get hung up on the political component of it. And that emotional part is where so many people are getting their head handed to them right now. So many people getting their head handed to them right now. Because they're trading emotionally, not using their brain, they're using their gut. It doesn't feel right. Okay, by all means, you go for it, right? And be very careful, guys. The only way you're ever going to be successful is if you get over yourself and your understandings and beliefs of what you believe to be right in the world and look at what's actually happening and make a decision. You don't have to trade it. If you don't like it, don't trade it. But look at what's happening and make the decision of, should I trade this based on this? Once you do that, you've stepped over to a new side that you have not seen before. Absolutely unequivocally. Right? You want to lift more, you want to get stronger, you want to be able to arm wrestle with somebody and you can't, you're a big guy and your little sister keeps slapping your arm down, go lift some damn weights. It'll be a world of difference when you start doing some arm exercises, some back exercises, some shoulder exercises on what you can and cannot do, right? It's a whole new world by just doing something different than what you believe, right? Trade what the chart gives you. Exactly, Brenda. It's exactly it. It's exactly it. You got to trade the trade that's at hand, right? There's opportunity to make money all over the place in the market, all over the place. You have to decide if you want it or not. All right, guys, we got a lot happening. So today is Mastermind Group. Tomorrow night is Monster Market Movers, Trading You coming up on the 20th, which is Thursday. So again, a lot happening there. Trade Watch Alerts Q&A is next week. Pop, Covered Call, E-mini are on a regular schedule, as is Power Hour on Trading Coach's Playbook. And then we have Cash Flow Dominance, right? Look at that. I mean, he's just confident, right? Is Tripp in here with us today? I don't know. There's a lot of people in here. He is. Okay. Yeah. You just look at the confidence in there, right? If you truly want to understand what it takes to trade cash flow strategies the right way, you got to see what Tripp does. Tripp took the way that I taught Covered Call Explorer, he's made his own adjustments and tweaks to it, and is kicking tail, right? Tennessee Tripp, there you go, Patty. Tripp is the man, Ed said. You're right, he is. He does a great job, folks. So make sure you're in there and check it out, all right? All right, weekly training topic. What it takes to be in the top 5% of all traders in the world. Let me rephrase that. That was wrong phraseology. The top 5% of all the people in the world, right? And yes, the top 5% of traders as well, right? What does it take to get there, to get to that place of being that dominant in your market / industry? And although we're going to talk about this as traders, I'm going to analyze it, or it really references anything you want to do. Now, there's a couple of different things we're going to talk about. The 18-minute a day rule. It's a productivity concept that emphasizes the importance of consistent, focused practice on planning and achieving a significant result over time. It can be understood through two main interpretations. First one is the rule of 100, and the second one is called the 18-minute plan. So the rule of 100, I guess that really should have been there. Right? The rule of 100 points, posits that dedicating approximately 18 minutes a day to a specific discipline or skill can lead to exceptional proficiency, placing one above 95% of the competition in that area. So of all traders, this amounts to about 100 hours a year, which breaks down to roughly 1.2% of the time available in a year. So I'm not asking you for large amounts of time. What I'm asking you to do is to put a penny away in a jar or in a bank, and tomorrow I want you to double it. Now you have 2 pennies. And the day after, I want you to double it and you have 4. And it seems like very little in the beginning, but man, you get to the end and you're at over $1 million within 30 days, before 30 days. For like 25, 27 days, you're at $1 million or something. 28 days, somewhere around there. Right? So that's the rule of 100. How it works. Consistency is key. The effectiveness of this rule on regular, deliberate practice, let's do it again. The effectiveness of this rule relies on regular, deliberate practice rather than sporadic, lengthy sessions engaged in focused practice reinforcement neutral pathways, making skills more intuitive over time. So bottom line on this section here, don't try to ram it in all in one weekend. I got 9 hours today. Let's just get the whole weekend. No, just try to do a little bit at a time. Just a little bit, right? Deliberate practice. It emphasizes quality over quantity, encouraging practitioners to engage in goal-oriented practice with feedback and self-reflection to improve performance. Okay, I like that. Versatility. The rule can be applied across various disciplines such as learning a new language, fitness routines, playing an instrument, or even meditation, or even trading, which is what we're talking about. Right? The 18-minute plan, popularized by Peter Bergman, is a structured approach that manages daily tasks and emphasizing focus. It consists of 3 main components that total 18 minutes each day. Now, you're going to take these 3 components, use them, don't use them. This is a guide for you to build out for yourself. All right? So, morning minutes, 5 minutes. Begin your day reviewing your to-do list and prioritizing tasks that will lead to success. Look at your list of stocks. How much time do you actually need? I go through my 20 stocks in 3 minutes, right? For you, maybe 8, maybe 5, maybe 10, and maybe 2. Oh, okay. Wrong key. Schedule these tasks into your calendar for the day. Right? And I will tell you that if you actually put things in your calendar, you got a better chance of getting it done. I have days broken up in my calendar where my free days are and certain types of days that I take through one of my masterminds that I've learned how each day is being treated as this type of day. Free day is a day off, right? Basically. My workout is in there. Everything I have to do is inside of my calendar. I don't rely on memory for anything because I won't do it. Refocus 1 minute every hour. Set reminders every hour to pause and assess your productivity. Use this time to recommit to your planned activities for the next hour. 3 evening minutes, 5 minutes. At the end of the day, reflect on what went well and what challenges you faced. Consider lessons learned and interactions with others, adjusting plans for the next day accordingly. Here's the benefits. The method fosters a disciplined approach to productivity and by allocating specific times for planning and reflection. It helps individuals maintain focus on priorities while allowing for necessary adjustments throughout the day. In summary, both interpretations of the 18-minute rule highlight the significance of small, consistent efforts in achieving larger goals, whether through dedicated practice or structured daily planning. So, depending on what you're doing in life, there's 2 different ways of looking at it, okay? For trading, how do you break that down into trading? Well, your early part of your day could be finding the candidates. That's pre-market. Market opens up. You got a couple of minutes on the market open. You're making decisions, do or not do. You set your alarms and you walk away. The alarm goes off, you come back and you make a decision, right? No alarm goes off. Every hour, you got 3 candidates you're looking at. Every hour, you go back, look at the market, you reassess, and you move on from there. At the end of the day, you do analysis of what you did, right? And now, this is all the trading component. You could do the exact same thing for the education component, right? Building out an 18-minute-a-day education plan. You could build part of the education into it. But that education has to be concise. It is just day trading, options, buying calls and puts. There is no credit spread, or there is credit spread and there's no buying calls and puts. Or there's neither of those and it's only iron condors. There's none of that, but there's only covered calls, not naked puts. Not very focused. One thing only. Dig in on it over and over and over and over and over again. Right? Yeah, Alex said, when I'm not directly learning, I turn on Rob's trainings like the recent FIB class, Trading You, the podcast, etc. In the background, like the radio, while I'm working on other things. At least it's passively feeding my brain a few hours a day. Exactly. I do it all the time. I live and die with stuff like that, Alex. All right? So, listen, it's not a brainiac type thing, but if you want to be in the top 5%, it doesn't happen overnight. Right? I saw another analysis that said, if you want to see a massive difference in your body from working out at a gym, you need 130 hours of gym time to make that happen. So if you do 1 hour a week, you got 130 weeks or over 2 years to get it done. right? If you do 5 hours a week, I have no idea what that comes out to. If you do 13 hours a week, you got 10 weeks to get it done, right? It's just easy math, right? It's no different than this, guys. There are things you can do to get to the top of your game. Excuse me. And then different things to do once you get there. Getting to the destination is, is one thing. Once you've arrived, how do you stay there? That's another thing, right? For right now, most people are trying to get there. This will help to get you there, right? All right. Excellent. All right, your stocks. What candidates you want me to take a look at? Drop them in. Let me go ahead. And if you give me details about it, if I'm bullish on this, I'm bearish on this, I see support here, support there. If you give me details, I can then at least analyze it to those details. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But the more you give me, the more I can do with it. Kevin said, do you still like Ethereum long-term, thinking of buying more long-term, looking for $1,800-ish area to buy? Some thoughts? I still like only Ethereum and only Bitcoin. They're the only two. I actually haven't looked at it in probably a week and a half now. So I don't even know what they're trading at right now. But I still like them. I still think there's good long-term there. I think we'll have a crypto czar, and we'll have somebody that is going to focus very heavily on crypto for us in the US. I think there's a lot of opportunity there. Trump's a big supporter of it. So for at least the next 4 years, we're going to have some positives to it, I think. All right. So let's see. David said Tesla and SPYs. Let's see. All right. So Tesla's a no-brainer. I'm looking at this one every single day, David, and it's all downside. I want nothing to do with it upside right now. I only want the downside. Right? And all I want to see is a break, a retest, and a fail. That's it. 325 is support. I'm looking at probably 327, 328 is going to be my target. All right, stop on the other side of that fib line. When it comes to SPY, spies like us. All right. So we are at an all-time high. We were at an all-time high, maybe. Let's see. What was our high here? 610.78. The high today, 611. Yeah, so we got up above by 22 cents today, above the all-time high on SPY to its highest level, right? Pull back to the 609 and bounce, and we're looking at 614.5 is resistance. 613 or so is probably my target. All right, so I hope that helps, David. Brenda was asking for SPY as well, so we got that one done. QQQ she's asking for. Right, so near the all-time highs, I like it, guys. I own personally, just full disclosure, SPY, Qs. They're some of our biggest holdings in our portfolios, are SPY and Qs. Okay. All right, we just had to wait for the data to settle in. So we pushed up. We did get to an all-time high today. So we had a great move up. We chipped through the ice, which is exactly what I was hoping to see. 551, 39, 49, that's 12. Yeah, we don't need to fit it. 551 is resistance. So get above the 539 retest and bounce, and 551 is resistance. 549, 49.5 is probably going to be my target on it. So I like it a lot. AMD. All right, let's give it a minute to settle in. We have it already because I had it up before. So we're in a bearish neutral bias right now. I'd like it to break the 113 and move back down. I would tighten my stops up around the 107 level, right? Because of these two bottoms in there. Open it up as it starts to pull. But if it bounces off that 107, I'm out. But I like it. I think there's some good opportunity there. Yeah, sure, Kevin. You want to go back to Tesla? So I've got the support at 352.16. So Kevin, I've got this drawn from January 17th down to February 11th. We have violated this 882, which would be right about here. So a couple of days ago, we stayed down there for 2 days up here. All right. I hope that helped. I hope that's what you're looking for, Kevin. You're welcome, Brenda. Jennifer said Broadcom might be working on partial purchase of Intel. It has a messy chart. Can you make sense of it? Let's see. So yeah, we've been very flat-ish for a while. This breakthrough concerns me a bit. Break the 229 retest and bounce, and I'm good. If not, if we can push up to it tomorrow and fail, 216 is where it's at. We've had a lot of hesitation there, 4 days in a row. 4 good days. Came right down to it, wick down to it, open there, wick down. I mean, we were right at that 215.84 4 days in a row. Right? So I definitely like it. Jennifer said Amazon had great earnings, but it's been falling. Your thoughts? Yeah, I personally believe I own Amazon. I personally believe Amazon was overvalued price-wise. So some of the pullback maybe not unexpected. But I mean, we're at that 224. If we get the bounce, we're looking at 233 as resistance. If we fail, we're looking at 219. So, I mean, it's clear where we're looking for, but it definitely looks stronger to the downside. If you look at these days here, we had a lower low than we did here, but we also had lower highs every day. This one kicked in and went, ooh, that broke the previous 2 days low. And then, so we're just kind of rolling over there, to that right side. It's just kind of falling off in there. And now we're setting up. The biggest part of this on Amazon, Jennifer, is this. That wick broke through the 224.21 today. That was the bears chipping away at the ice and going, see, you're welcome to break through tomorrow if you'd like, or today, but more than likely tomorrow. You're welcome to break through. And if we can close where we are, open tomorrow to the downside, retest that 224 and fail, it's a no-brainer for me. I'm going to take the downside. Let's see. We're looking at, good, I'm glad it helps, then, you're welcome. Looking at stocks. Alex had asked that one. When the stock gaps down, is bullish almost every day, but keeps closing below the fib line, floating along like a balloon. Would you say it's typically a bullish move waiting to happen, or is it more likely to give up and roll over? Okay. So, what did I do? SOXX. There we go. Well, Alex, it looks like it didn't like SOXX. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. So what are we talking about here, Alex? Let me go back to it. When a stock gaps down, is bullish almost every day. So what you're saying is it's gapping down, but it's closing up for the day, right? But it keeps closing below the fib line, floating like a balloon. Yeah. So this gap down is an example. That was the bears trying to take control, and they did bounce back, and they did good here and here, and the resistance held, it pulled back. And now we're playing along in there. We got this move up here. You really can't, I guess I can't define it, Alex, as every situation the same way. You really have to look at each stock and analyze what's the pattern, what's the position I'm looking for. Right now, I want this pullback to that 221.28 and a bounce. Other than that, I'm not interested in it. So all of this, and here, this was just noise. I had nothing at all that I liked. Let's do it this way. Oh, it didn't like that. So everything in here, this was all noise, right? And you go down a little bit to encompass these, right? This was all noise in here, okay? We broke out Thursday, right? That was good, right? This year I would have hoped for a pullback. Today I would have liked a pullback. We haven't gotten it. Could this be a runaway train and I missed it? Yeah, without a doubt, right? but I'm looking for that pullback first. So it's not a matter of, is this bullish but bearish because of the, it's a matter of when you're identifying what's happening, who's in control, who's in charge. You know, I saw a great ad somebody had put out on the stock market. I don't know what the hell they were offering. You couldn't tell from their ad, but he walked through price patterns and talked about, okay, who was in control here on you know, this day. Let me zoom in. So on this day, who was in control? Well, we got the gap up, right? So the bulls were in control. The bears tried to take it back, and we closed with a small body with a longer wick, right? So the bears tried, which now you can go check volume and so forth, but the bears tried, assuming it was lighter volume, and we got this great bounce to the upside and a good strong close, right? What happened on the next day? Well, it's kind of mishy-mashy, right? We opened up a little bit higher, we moved down, we moved up, we closed back right about where we opened. Yeah, it's that small body candle means nothing, right? Next day, oh, we gapped up today. We gapped up, that's bullish, but wait, what happened? Well, we got this pullback, so was that bearish? No, that was the bulls closing the gap. And then a catalyst off of there. Okay? So each one is an individual. Alex said, I was just wondering if this was pent-up bullish energy or a kid who just doesn't want to go to bed. Looks like bullish this time for sure. Just wondering how typical that is. Yeah, I mean, you'll see it on and off with different positions where you'll get, I mean, like the patterns today. And even now where I never really got a pullback to take the trade. And you know, I should have gotten in at 221, now it's at 226. Why did I wait? Yeah, well, because the pattern wasn't there. Right? You waited because you need the right setup before you take the trade. All right. Was this helpful? Did you enjoy it? Did you get some good information from today? Give me a 1 for yes. And if you didn't, a 2 is fine. Don't worry. Andrew will delete you. You won't even know that you were thrown out. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I appreciate the ones, all the comments. Thank you, everybody. Very, very much. No, in all seriousness, I enjoy doing it. So, I mean, there's a reason that we do this each and every week, even on weeks where we don't have a Monday, right? I need to be more consistent with my exercise. Exactly. We all do. Excellent as always. Great power out. Thanks for everything. Excellent. Good. All right, everybody. Hey, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all at our next update. Take care, everyone. I'll see you soon. Bye.